Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo master Nightfall run, Togetherness with Warlock. For my subclass, I'll be using Voidwalker. Here are the mods and fragments I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using Crate. Next I'll be using Eternal Blazon. Next I'll be using Gjallarhorn. For my helmet, Ashes to Assets, Firepower, and Rocket Launcher Ammo Finder. For my exotics, Controverse Hold, Overload, Auto Rifle, Anti-Barrier Scout, and Elemental Charge. For my chest plate, I'll be using Double Solar Arc and Resistance, 10 Discipline, and a Elemental mod for grenades. For my legs, I'll be using 10 Discipline, Auto Rifle Holster, Rocket Launcher Scavenger, and Firepower. Next, I'll be using Overload Grenades, Bomber, Shield Break Charge, and Lucent Finisher. This is probably the most interesting week because for Master, it's Togetherness. You know how it is for solo, drifting apart, where you can't regain your health. You will need Healing Drift for Warlock. Hunter, Warm Husk. Titan, well, you could just go for 3.0, you know, the Bash and Shield for the Titan. And you don't really need the Alpha of Cresp. So, decided to throw my nade, just kill the Overload champion. Well, take him down. Shouldn't be really violent, you know, but take down the Overload champion, use your finisher if you can. I kind of made a little mistake there. I thought he had the finisher highlight, but he didn't. It was very awkward. So usually, I was trying to mess around with other builds, but with Togetherness, things wasn't working out as I wanted to be. I decided to just use almost similar weapons like the GM I did for my Hunter, but then switch with the Scout Rifle with the Arc Scout. For this section, there will be a barrier champion. Well, first Overload champion. You can take him down by throwing a nade. Then you can clear all these ads. Well, 2 of them, since Gjallarhorn clear all of them down. Once I do that, I throw my nade from the right side and 2 or 1 rocket at the left side. Well, right side. My bad. Then there'll be this adorable champion servitor, not a baby champion, even though it kind of looks like one. You can actually just use your finisher just to get more heavy, which I'll be taking advantage for this season. Use my finisher, get my heavy, and then go to the next section where we're going to be dealing with a mini boss, which I despise a lot. They made the boss way more easier than before, I have to be super honest. I remember this boss was a pain on GM last year, but now he's way more easier. And I'm glad he's not as tanky as he was before, especially on GM. But for Master, now his health is so low. You know, he's pretty much a big joke, especially with the Acute. He is a joke. You know, I just killed the Overload champion and I killed the mini boss less than 5 seconds. Isn't that hilarious? So the advantage of the Acute of the Void, 25%, and they can dealt 50%. I'm not even wearing any Void resistance and it's just very shocking. But anyway, I'm going to throw my nade from the right side, 1 grenade or 2. Clear them down, maybe a little bit of the rocket. I was playing a little bit too greedy, to be honest, so just make sure you are aware of your surroundings for this one. Then of course I turn invisible. Oh my god, Blitz! Invisibility! Yes! So I'm using the fragment. When you use your finisher, you turn invisible for just 5 seconds. You can also do it on the Titan, by the way. I thought it'd be really cool to have Warlock to have some invisibility, and it is actually quite useful, especially on GMs. It is useful. And I'm definitely going to be using Invisible Finisher for Warlock on GMs. Alright, so for this one's kind of interesting. I throw my nade here. Sometimes I don't get the overload, sometimes I do. I think in this footage, I almost got him. I did 2 shots to take him down. Then I throw my other nade, pop a rocket, and I'm just gonna be spamming rockets. Well, Gjallarhorn. I'm gonna galley away, spam all these snipers, these vandals, and of course the boss is not really happy. He threw a nade and I'm weakened for 5 seconds. So there is a 3 rotation. I forgot all 3 of them, but I know one of them is the weight of weakness, where if they do throw a grenade or ability, then you'll be hit with more damage. So be aware and be very careful because of Togetherness. It just makes life worse. I'm going back to get some heavy bricks. I just remembered there's heavy bricks from the left side. I was trying to see if there was more heavy bricks, but there wasn't. Unlucky me. But 2 rockets is enough for now. Plus, I could just use my finisher to get the heavy brick for the artifact Lucent Finisher for this season. So it's no big deal, but now I will proceed and deal with the multiple adds from the left and right. So I'm gonna throw my grenade, spawn kill them, do another rocket, see how it goes. I saw some shanks floating in the air. They're gonna be tethered since I didn't shoot them on time. So there's around 2 of the shanks I didn't take down yet, which is not so bad. You know, as long as you clear down as much adds, and then you can just take your time with the barrier champion. And then you can get your finisher to get more heavy. That poor baby servitor, you know, just twirls and then disappears. So now we're gonna go to the next section, and here I decided to just take advantage of the fragment and then just turn invisible and then run away. You know, the advantages. Yep, just taking advantage of the fragment. So for this section, there's gonna be probably 2 overload champions. There will be a lot of vandals, dregs, shanks, but I'm going to push towards the right side just to get this Nightfall done a little quicker, but not the fastest run, to be honest. This run was a little messy at the boss fight. I had like bad luck with the overload champions, but we'll talk about that later. I throw my nades so I can get Devour for a while. Mainly I want to take down this overload champion because he just teleports everywhere and I don't have time to try to get heavy finisher on that Pacific champion that we took down. I did saw a heavy brick and it fell down, which is unfortunate, but things happen, especially taking down these shanks. Sometimes there'll be heavy bricks that will float. Once I do reload my auto rifle crate, I was just scouting, looking, seeing what's going on. I saw a lot of snipers. And then just take advantage by just spamming the scout rifle. I only had 1 rocket, so I wasn't able to use a rocket. If I had a lot of rockets, I would probably just spam it right now, but I couldn't. Now I did throw my nade just to see if I can take down the Overlord champion. The champion sometimes walks on the left side here, but sometimes he goes to the right. Very RNG. His behavior in this section is super random. So just make sure you know where he's gonna be and then use your heavy finisher or Lucent Finisher, and I quickly got the break in time. He was almost near the edge, so make sure you be aware and be careful when using your finisher. So there'll be these two snipers. And now we can actually go to the pre-boss fight. Isn't that fun? This is gonna be the pre-boss fight. Well, the pre-boss room. Basically, we have to go and capture this plate. So all this electric pole of electric, I guess, can drain. Now for the solo, there are no snipers. It's always snipers on the fire team. Now if you do get snipers on a solo, that's probably unlucky, and it's a 2% chance you will get snipers. 2%, by the way. Super rare to have it. So like I said, if you do get snipers on your solo run, I am so sorry. You had bad luck. I don't think I ever had it before, but I had friends who had snipers on their GM run. Just to let everyone know, if people are curious, can you get snipers on Nightfalls on solo? I would say rare, extremely rare. You can, but it's super rare. Now there will be these two shanks, mainly shanks, explosive shanks, no snipers for solo. Now for the fire team, there will be a lot of snipers that will spawn left and right, so you have to be very, very careful for the fire team. I was just being a little bit cautious because of Togetherness. I really, really hate Togetherness. I had probably the worst experience of my life dealing with Glassway Togetherness. I don't know, have you guys ever tried Warm Husk with Hunter with Togetherness? With a pulse rifle outbreak? I'm gonna be really honest with you, it was probably the worst experience of my life, and I'm never gonna do that again. I'll be spamming 2 rockets from left and right. Then there's gonna be an Overlord champion that will float, and for some reason the electric pole is not damaging him. What a lucky Overlord champion. I really wish these electric pole can hurt the Overlord champion. It would be really cool, but I guess it's never gonna happen. I was happy he moved, because for this one I just want to take him down and then proceed to deal with the solar shank, snipers. I saw some heavy, I picked it up, and now there's going to be a couple of Fallens that will jump. A lot of snipers, then the solar shank, which you have to be very careful. I remember I did use my super here. I wanted to use my super for the shank, but I was on red health. It wasn't looking good. So just be very careful with this solar shank because he does push and shoot. I guess he shoots void. Or it could be arc. I don't remember 100%. But you have to be very cautious with him. Once I take down the shank, now there's gonna be a lot of snipers, floaty shanks in the sky, and then these snipers. I just decided to use a rocket. It didn't completely take down both of them. It did on my first attempt, but you know, things happen. Once I do take down the 2 Vandal snipers, there'll be another 2 from the right side. Then there's gonna be a barrier champion, and sometimes he can fall down when you are trying to stagger it. Sometimes, by the way. Happened to me many times. I was just looking around. I sensed snipers from the upper right side. I was trying to take them down with the scout rifle, but he was just hiding. Shoot and hide, shoot and hide. They're extremely, extremely annoying. I really, really hate those snipers, especially on GM. They're a big nightmare. I wanted to use Heavy Finisher on this barrier champion. That's why I haven't melted him really fast. And that's why I'm not using my rocket. I just want to get some heavy and then just make my way to the boss fight. That's why this part took a little long, because I really, really need some heavy. Just in case, you know. And then there'll be 3 of these snipers hopping around back and forth. I just decided to use my finisher, take advantage of the void invisibility. Or basically invisibility. Take down these Arc Seeker Vandals and then proceed to the actual boss fight. So for this boss fight, I'm going to do a little different. I'm actually going to just stay at the left side. I'm not going to go to the right side. I don't trust the right side, to be honest. Unless I'm doing the cheese spot, I'm not. I prefer just to stay at the left side for the Warlock. Because if you're staying at the right side, you have to do the cheese because there's a lot of electric in the floor. But if you don't want to do the cheese, then just go to the left side. But you have to know your surroundings and know the area. I would say know the area to heart. Because the tunnel is basically where you're going to be dealing with Wyverns, barrier champions, and Overload champions. And there's going to be 16. Yes, Bungie decided to have 16 champions at the boss fight. Yeah, I wonder who had that amazing idea of having 16 champions at the boss fight. You know, I wish I was in that meeting, and I wish I was there just to see who made the idea. And I'm pretty sure they got a promotion for that, you know. But anyway, I'm just joking aside. But anyway, I'm going to be spawn killing the Overload champion, so I want the boss fight to start. I'm gonna be throwing my nade once I hear a sound. Do 2 shots of Gjallarhorn. Then the second overload is gonna go to the middle tunnel, but just in case of scenario, I was trying to make the baby Hydra to move so it won't be in the way. So the overload is walking towards the middle. Use my crate, auto rifle, and then we got 2 overload champions down. I was just being cautious because I don't want the boss to annihilate me with its void attack. It wouldn't be the best idea. Now we can actually do some DPS with the baby Hydra. So this baby Hydra will make the 2 overload champions spawn when it's half health, half the first health. So it has 3 bars, right? So if you do half of the first bar, then it will make it spawn 2 champions. So basically what I'm doing here is I want to melt this baby Hydra because he is extremely, extremely annoying when dealing with the last, well, for now, the last 2 overload champions. He gets in the way, he shoots arc, he blocks my way of throwing nades with overload champions. He is so annoying, this baby Hydra. He just makes trouble, messes up my DPS, and I just want him to go away. Now I'm gonna be dealing with the first overload champion for the second mini phase. And of course I turn invisible. I was trying to get heavy but it didn't work out. Then I saw the next overload champion. I was just hiding because I don't have my nade. I want to have my nade first so I can be safe, and I was just double checking the boss because I don't want him to shoot me. So just be very careful. Then I'm gonna use my finisher, try to get some heavy, but it didn't work out too well, which is okay, you know, things happen. You know, let's just be honest, the grenade for Warlock is so powerful compared to the Titan and the Hunter. Now I'm gonna be baiting the boss to move. I want the boss to move here so I could just spam my arc scout rifle and then throw nades. And the next phase, you're going to be dealing with 4 Wyverns. Well, basically the peacock birds. Vex version. And I really hate the Wyverns, Riven, etc. because they teleport. They can 2-shot you. Well, I would say 3-shot you. They 3-shot you, but because of this suppression, the weight of darkness of weakness, it can 2-shot you, because once it shoots you, you'll get suppressed. When it shoots you directly, you get suppressed for 5 seconds, and then it's basically 2-shot, like a GM, basically. So now I'm just being very, very careful, because once I do DPS at the first bar of the boss, now I'm gonna have Wyverns that will spawn. But I will spawn kill the first one when it does spawn. That way I'll have an easier time with the second one. Because if I have both of them walking around like a psychopathic maniac, then it's not going to look pretty for me, because if I don't have my nade or my healing drift, I'm going to be pretty much going back to orbit, because I don't want to die, especially for this boss fight. And the boss fight can take a while, so right now I'm just throwing my nades, trying to make this boss disappear. And he is shooting Void. Now sometimes the boss can shoot Void in the tunnel of where I'm standing. Sometimes, by the way. Like, always remember, never trust the boss. You always have to be very cautious with the boss. I don't trust it, so that's why I was like being a little slow at that part. Now I'm gonna spawn kill one of the Wyverns. I'm gonna throw my nade, shoot 1 rocket, then shoot a scout rifle, and then I'm going to move, because I have a feeling that the Wyvern's gonna teleport either from the left or right side. So I was just looking at the map, and it looked like he was gonna go to the middle. So I was quite happy that he went to the middle. Sometimes he goes to the left side, but I was looking at the radar. So now I'm just gonna be running around the map a little bit. I'm gonna be throwing my nade soon. And then I'm just seeing where he is. He's on low health. I was going to do finisher, but he already got taken down. Now I can deal with the harpies. And these harpies are completely harmless as a fly. Actually, your worst enemy will probably be the frantic or the goblins. The harpies are just so laughable, harmless on master. I don't know why. Also on a GM, they are harmless as well. They just look at you, float around, and then they just mind their own business. That's basically what they do. Now, if you're probably wondering what I'm doing here is I'm trying to take down the 2 barrier champions, and at the same time I'm looking and watching, basically babysitting this baby Hydra. Yes, I'm not even joking. I really hate doing this method, but since I'm on Warlock, I have to do this. I have to. So basically, you need to take down the 2 barrier champions while babysitting the baby Hydra. So I'm trying to make sure this baby Hydra doesn't attack me. And I'm watching him from the right side. And I'm taking down the barrier champion. So I see this baby Hydra is just looking at me like a psychopathic maniac. And it's shooting arc. So because he's shooting arc, I was a little worried because he couldn't move from the right side. And I had to babysit this baby Hydra. I don't want him to go and go poof and then back to orbit, right? I don't want that to happen. And it looks like he's moving. He's in a bad mood, as always. So I had to start all over my DPS. And it'll be best for me to stay around here then. I was looking for the barrier champion. Then I had to babysit this baby Hydra. It was super irritating. Very irritating, by the way. Really hate doing this method. I highly dislike it, but it's those moments where you have no choice. I have no choice, but I have to do it. If I want to spawn kill or deal with the Wyverns consistently, especially when we're on Warlock, then I have to take down the barrier champions. I have to. Also with the Titan, I have to take down the barrier champions first before dealing with the next wave of the Wyverns. It's a must. For Hunter, no, you don't need to do this method. You could just keep taking down the baby Hydra and then you could just turn invisible, take advantage of it, etc, etc. Now for the Warlock and Titan, you can't really do that so much. I would say it's very dangerous. Basically, you'll be trapped. And then if you do take down the baby Hydra for now, then you can spawn kill the Wyvern. So I took one Wyvern down and both of them. I took both of them on my super. And this is why I prefer to take down the two bigger champions. And then I can see where the Wyverns are. Now there'll be two additional champions, berry champions, the sniper champions. And they do teleport, they lag a bit. It's kind of awkward. You'll see very soon that they sometimes do this weird teleportation to push. Because we took down the two champions, they're going to be pulling back. This is probably the best time to take one champion with a rocket. That way you'll have an easier time to deal with the next champion, and then you can try to get heavy. Now I decided to go from the other side so I can get a better angle. And because I don't trust this bigger champion, I feel like he could just hide in the wall or anything. If you are low on heavy, try your best to get heavy bricks. Now I did hesitate there because I saw the brick, but the brick was an electric pole, and the bear champion, I didn't take him down yet. So I couldn't get the heavy brick. And over here is very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend you do this. Like always pop a healing riff when you are low on health. I made a mistake there. I was just being very greedy. And now this is the time where you need to bait the Overload champion. So I'm going to be baiting them. I'm not going to stagger them. Then I'm going to spam Gjallarhorn. Use my finisher to turn invisible and then just see where is the next Overload champion. So I saw the Overload champion in the middle, and then I'm going to be throwing my nade. Throw my nade. And then I back away a little bit because I had to be very, very cautious because the boss was there. So I took down the two Overload champions. Turn invisible, I was just looking, where is the boss? Looked like he was going to hang around from the upper right side, which is no big deal, so I decided to just throw my nade and then just use my scat rifle. So now he's going to spawn the last two Overload champions. Oh, thank the Traveler and the Speaker. I am fed up with these Overload champions on Glassway. They're extremely annoying RNG sometimes, especially the Wyverns. And they're just so annoying to deal with, especially when you have no invisibility. They are extremely annoying. And then with Togetherness on a cherry on top, it's even worse. So now I'm gonna do half health for now so I can spawn the Overlord champions. Yep, this is basically the frustration. Now it says Vex reinforcements, so that basically means Overlord champions, Overlord champions. So I throw my nade again, saw the boss, it's just peeking. And then I saw the other Overlord champion. Now this one I kind of messed up. I was being very reckless, I had to pull back. So my crate didn't reload on his own. So I had to pop a healing riff and then go around circles. And I had to be extremely careful. So I was trying to get heavy from this Overlord champion, but it wasn't worth it. So I decided to use my super. Plus there was these frantic Vex that explode on you. And it's not really pretty, so definitely take them down. And it was unfortunate for me because I wanted to get some heavy. You know, the more heavy you have, the more safer the boss is. But it's okay, you know, things happen. And sometimes your runs won't go your way. Luckily, I did get some heavy bricks. I was relieved that I finally got some bricks, heavy bricks, so I can deal with the next phase. Well, especially dealing with the Wyverns and the baby Hydra. So once I do DPS at the next chunk of half of the health, then I'm going to be babysitting the baby Hydra and then having Wyverns. And try my best to do precision shots with the scout. Now sometimes the boss moves when you do shoot him at this specific spot. So I was quite lucky that he didn't move, he actually was letting me hit him. You know, thank you Belmoth or Belmon. I would just call him boss to be honest. But anyway, now I'm going to try to spawn kill the Wyverns. This is going to be the last Wyverns, and of course we're going to deal with barrier champions, but later. I'm going to just shoot a random rocket, take the first Wyvern down, the evil birds, and then I'm going to be looking for the next one, the last one. And my gosh, they teleport crazy, so always be careful with them. I despise them. Finally, we took down the two Wyverns, and now I'm going to deal with the last two. So right now, I'm just trying to take down this annoying baby Hydra. You know, I'm really fed up of babysitting it, to be honest. It's just too much work. Way too much work. It just wants attention. But once we took down the baby Hydra, now we're to deal with the Wyverns. No, I didn't mean to use my rocket there, by the way, because I panicked a little bit because I sensed that the barrier champion was trying to shoot me. And now we can actually deal with the Wyverns. I did use my super. I was trying to see if I can kill both of them at the same time, but it didn't happen. But at least I took down one of the Wyverns. So now I need to go around and hopefully I can take down the Wyvern. I saw him. He didn't look like he had finisher, so I decided to just run around circles, throw my nade when I see him, and then just pull back, see what he's doing, and then my nade took him down. Now I can deal with this annoying goblin because it keeps following me, shooting solar. And now this is the part where we have to deal with the barrier champions. Now I'll be really honest. I got extremely lucky dealing with these champions. So I saw all these barrier champions huddling up, And then the boss wasn't paying attention to me. So this is probably like the most luckiest I ever had on Glassway. I just took advantage of it. So I saw them, rocket, take them down, so that's number 2. And then the girlfriend of the boss was stuck at the electric pole. No joke. It was literally stuck. And because it was stuck, I took advantage of it. I definitely did, just to take them down and just to get this boss fight done and over it. So you can see here, the girlfriend, the boss, the one that likes to get his nails done, you know, $200 a month the boss pays for this annoying barrier champion. It got stuck and it wasn't moving so much. So I decided to just use Gjallarhorn, spam it, right? I just spam as much Gjallarhorn as I can. And then now I can deal with the boss. So literally I took down all the 4 champions and the boss wasn't paying attention to me until I destroyed a girlfriend. Then he was moving. Wow, isn't that funny? Must be really pissed off. But anyway, I throw my nade to weaken it, and then I'm just gonna be using my rockets as well. So once you take down all the champions, then you could just deal with the boss at this angle or the far right side. Depends on where the boss is or which one you're most comfortable with. I would prefer the far right side, but because the boss was here, right, I decided to just stay at this spot. But you saw that the boss did shoot me, and I did say that this spot is not sometimes the safest. It sometimes can shoot you from the spot where I'm standing, and it does sometimes. So you have to be very careful with this boss. He has a mind of his own, especially at this specific area. So I'm gonna be spamming Scout Rifle a lot. Then I finally took him down. And we got Platinum. Isn't that nice? So yeah, finally I did a Warlock run. And having Invisibility Finisher helps a lot on Warlock. I'm probably the happiest Guardian ever. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.